Hey you guys, what's up? It's Blind Eye coming back at you once again, and I'm going to be doing a brand new kind of video this time that I don't think I've ever done on the channel, and that is going to be my first impressions of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners here on PlayStation VR 2. Now, I've been wanting to play this game for a while. I missed out on playing this originally on the PlayStation VR 1 because it broke suddenly for some reason back then, and I never got to play it, and I never got around to getting it on the Oculus Quest 2. So here we are, we're getting the full-fledged version here on PlayStation VR 2. I got the bundle, which includes this and all the DLC and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution and all the stuff for that. So expect a first impressions of that coming as well when I get around to it. But yeah, I'm excited. This game, so far I've been playing it for about a little under a week or about a week, a little over a week, something around that time, and I love it. It's so good. So real quick, what you're seeing in the background now is gameplay of me playing the Trials mode, which is basically a horde mode where there's multiple waves of walkers coming at you, and you have to just basically survive using the skills from the main game. And you get currency and you buy upgrades and all that stuff and see how long you can survive for. And this is the graveyard arena level, whatever map, whatever you want to call it. So with that out of the way, let's get into this. So obviously the with the name, it takes place within the world of The Walking Dead. But as far as I know, you're not going to see any main characters like Negan, the Governor, Rick, Michonne, Daryl, any of those characters, as far as I know. And it also takes place in New Orleans, or New Orleans, however you want to say it, New Orleans, whatever. And the character you play as is the tourist. You can choose a voice for the tourist and a body type for the tourist. I went male. And yeah, there's actual, like, there's no name for the character. It's just the tourist because you are the tourist. Anyway, so forgive me, my thoughts are going to be all jumbled up. I wrote stuff down here in my notes, so I'm going to try to keep it together as best I can. But anyway, so you start off with your hub world, which is like a bus and 3 workbenches, kind of like what you're seeing right here. They are upgradable. You go out into the world in different parts of the map, and you basically scavenge for anything and everything you can get your hands on. Me, I try to get what I need to upgrade the workbench because that is important. Each workbench has different commodities or abilities or whatever you want to call it. Like the first workbench that's on the left is like your health, bandages, medicine, stamina, food, and I think a bow and arrows in that one as well. I think that's more stealth, kind of like. And then the one that's in the middle, the second workbench, is your firearms and ammo, and I think more heavier weapons, more blunt weapons. And then the third workbench is for mostly melee and storage. Like one of them is you get more storage in your book bag, which is like I'm gonna want to need that. I'm almost got that upgrade. But yeah, not too far into the story, I don't think. Let's see, last night. So with this game, see what I'm talking about, like all my thoughts are gonna be jumbled all over the place. So with this game, you could save it, and like every time you save, it's a different day. Like the days progress as you go, and each day, items become less and less scarce. Like they become more scarce, less and less items, and every day more walkers show up. I really haven't noticed a big difference with either of those things. Everything seems to be the same to me. But I like to go back to like pretty much the same area and like scavenge because I know where stuff is. Now things do change. Like you're not going to find the same items in the same spots. It's going to be different items in different spots every time, which is pretty sweet. And the walkers are awesome in this. Like so I'm at the part of the story now where I got a third different variant of walker. So first it starts off, you start off with normal walkers, run of the mill type zombie. Uh, Recently, walkers showed up where if you take them out, they explode, their head explodes, and then you get sick. It's kind of hard for me to tell. Um, with those, I guess there's flies around their head, so I'll have to like pay more attention to that because I'm visually impaired. It's a little bit tougher for me to tell with those. Um, but yeah, so you take your medicine, you heal up to get cured for that. And now last night, okay, so here we go. Last night I was in the I had to go to the church and I had to take this pump regulator thing and bring it over there and put it on the whatever thing, the beacon, whatever thing I had to assemble it. So there's a whole alleyway just full, full of walkers. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So as I'm figuring that out, another walker shows up. I take that out and it falls to the ground. And then I notice there's like a little indicator on it. And it's like, oh, stab it in the stomach and the guts will come out. And then you take the guts and you rub it on yourself. And you become disguised as a walker. They won't notice you as long as you don't do any quick movements or move around too fast or too loud. You'll be good. So it's just like the show where you have to disguise yourself and move slow amongst the walkers and do what you gotta do, which is awesome. So, stamina and health, that's vital. That's a big, 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 big thing about this game. And luckily, I've been improving. When I first started this game, I had to do that first mission a few times. I had to restart it quite a bit to learn the ropes. The mission where the one widow lady is like outside and she's like, "Oh, we live in the blue mansion down the street. I had to lock my husband in the attic because he turned into a walker. I can't bring myself to do it. Can you do it?" And yeah, I had to redo that mission a few times. But once I got it, I'm like, okay, now I understand. Now I got it. So on your watch, you have a watch. Uh, the top white bar is your stamina. The bottom yellow bar is your health. Anything you do, running, climbing, using your melee weapons, it uses your stamina, and that is like essential for survival. You can craft meals like food and you eat that, that'll buff your stamina back up because every time if your stamina gets low enough, there's like a little like your it like overall it'll decrease and then you have to bring it back up with the food. And then the health, you have bandages, medicine for when you get sick, so you gotta manage that. And there's also a bell and a timer, so it's about, I think it's like 30 minutes real time in real life. That gives you time to scavenge, do what you gotta do. And if you're still out and about when those bells go off and it turns night, you're screwed and you want to get the hell out of Dodge because those walkers are going to be all over you and you're most likely not going to make it. So that's so cool. And this is basically a true survival horror game, in my opinion. Um, so I did a video before this one. It's a little clip about the mic feature that is in this game. And it is so cool. It is so cool. You have to literally be quiet. Like, you can't just run around everywhere. You have to, like, walk or crouch. And if you have the mic feature on, you have to literally try to not make noise. Because if you do, those walkers are going to notice it and they're going to hunt you down and come after you. And it's such a cool mechanic. And I love it. So let me see here what else we got. Story-wise, like I said, he plays the tourist. And what's cool with this game is there's going to be replayability to it because there's a morality system. You can be a good guy, you can be a bad guy. Not sure if there's a middle ground there, but with games like these, I always pick to be the bad guy or the evil choices, whatever. Because then I'll go back through the game eventually and I'll play through as good and all that. which is awesome. So with this, I'm gonna play through this first game as bad, and then go right into the second one and play it as bad, and then eventually I'll come back and circle around back to this and play through everything again as good, which is awesome. I love this. Now with every kind of weapon in this, there is a durability limit. Weapons out in the world are shit. Like they're horrible, but you know you got to make do with what you can in a pinch. Like screwdrivers, spoons, uh, kitchen knives, axes. You can craft better weapons, better knives. You can craft the judge, aka Lucille, aka Negan's bat, which is awesome. And you can pretend like you're Negan, and if you want, that's what I do. It's just pretty cool. So yeah, but yeah, weapons have a durability limit, so don't get attached to a weapon because it's not gonna last. Bow and arrows. I'm having trouble with the bow and arrows in this because I'm so used to playing Horizon Call of the Mountain, which I just recently finished. So that game spoiled me with a bow and arrow, and it's cool because it's realistic. It's not arcadey like Resident Evil Village. Oh my god, that was the first game I played in PSVR2, and that game was amazing. That those two games, Resident Evil Village and Horizon Call of the Mountain, spoiled me with the guns and the bows and arrows because it's so good and it's like so different coming into this after playing those two games. It's just like, damn it, man! Now I gotta get used to how these physics work and how because the guns in this like it's not arcadey, it's realistic. Like you have to hold down with two hands to really get a good shot. You have to line up your shots really good. What I like to do with when I have a gun is like if I don't have any melee weapons or whatever, I'll like because you can grab the walker and you can stab it in the head and be done. And every time you do that, your stamina is gonna drop big time. And with a gun, I just grab them and then just shoot them in the head and then they're done. Um, but yeah, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about this game. It is so good. I'm blabbing, so I apologize if that's not your thing. If you don't want to hear me blabbing for 14 minutes and 29 seconds, so we got some time, so I'll blab a little bit. I can't wait to see what happens with this game. Right now, I did a big choice. I got a first like major choice out of the way, or second main choice really, because with the one lady, I told her that her husband like killed the rest of the family, and she was like, "Oh, she was pissed." And yeah, it just didn't end well for her because she got mad at me. So I'm like, "All right, I'm playing evil. I'm gonna do what I gotta do." And then the choice I did the other day was like you could choose to be with the tower, I guess, or the reclaimers. I picked to be with the reclaimers, so you had to kill the one guy. I did that, and then I took their asses out too. So I'm like, if we're going evil, we're gonna go full on evil in this. But yeah, I cannot wait to see what else this game has in store. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, that's basically it. These are my first impressions of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on PlayStation VR2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned to the channel because I got other videos planned. I got demos coming of other games I have downloaded on the PS5 and the PSVR2. Check out my channel for other content, other video game content, my original films and original music and stuff. All that is there if you want to check it out. I'm blabbing. We're about to be the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all for whatever comes next. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe and all that typical YouTube stuff. Bye!